Thanks for joining me today while we have a look at the Resilio Connect console and we go over a couple of different job types that we have available to us. Today we're going to discuss the consolidation job. Now, I'm assuming you've already logged into the console and you're facing the Agents tab. We're going to go ahead and navigate to the Jobs tab, Configure Jobs, and we're going to create a new job. In this video, we'll be working through the consolidation job. So if we go ahead and check the bubble next to consolidation, we'll go ahead and select next. Now we need to go ahead and give this job a job name. You can name it whatever you like. I'm just going to call it consolidation job for this demonstration. We'll go ahead and proceed next to our source agents. And in our demonstration, we have two sources. We have our filer 2 and our filer 1. I'm going to go ahead and specify the paths for both these filers. And in this demonstration, we are kind of simulating a hypervisor backup. We'll be using this Proxmox backup folder. And we'll go ahead and specify filer 2. And we'll click Save. The next step is our destination agent. Where are we pulling these files to? So for our example today, we have this repository server. So we'll click this repo server, and we need to tell it where to save this information. I am going to copy the source agent name, and we'll get to that section in a moment. So let's go ahead and pick this repo folder, and we'll go ahead and select that. And you see that we have source agent name. And what this means is when the Resilio job kicks off and saves those folders back to this repository folder, we'll also name the downloaded files with the source agent name. That way on the destination, you know what servers put what files in this folder. We'll go ahead and click Save here. And we'll go ahead and next. Then we have triggers. These are the same as in our distribution job, where we can execute different scripts before a file transfer begins, after it is finished, or when all the agents are done. This could be extracting zip files, executing some kind of process to move a file to a different directory. All these that can be scripted can be executed in these triggers tasks. We don't have a need for this in this demonstration. We'll go ahead and leave this blank and move to the next process. As with our distribution job and in our consolidation jobs, you can run tasks manually, or you can schedule them to occur at different times throughout the day. For our demonstration, we're going to leave it as manual. Go ahead and click Next. We have nothing to change in this particular settings section. You'll work with an SE or our engineering team to do some advanced settings changes within this job profile. We can go ahead and skip this section for now. One of our last sections in the creation process is our notification section. You can do webhooks or SMTP settings in these sections. We have nothing to set here, so we'll go ahead and click Next. And lastly, we have our high-level overview of all the settings that we have changed within this job. So you can see our source agents, you can see our destination agents, the schedule, any triggers that we might have defined, and lastly, we have some settings and who can see these. We'll go ahead and hit Save. And since we did pick Run Manually, we're going to go ahead and check the box and tell it to start. Next up, let's go to our Job Run section and take a look at the process. We can see filer 1 and filer 2 are indexing. That means the Resilio agent is hashing and indexing all the files, crawling through every file and folder, and coming up with a list that needs to be transmitted. We can see that 4 files have been indexed, and it looks like some transmissions are already going across. I am going to show you what our destination looks like. So this is that repository server that we picked earlier within the job creation process. We see we have filer 01 and filer 02. These were our sources, and that is where that source variable name comes into play. It will name each folder as the server, and then once you dive into the folder, you can see dump, which is where those backups went, and you can start to see the jobs files populate within the folder. To give you an idea, let me pull over one of those filers. We have filer 01 right here. So we can see local C, prox backup, that's what we picked. Underneath it we have dump, and we can see that the Resilio is copying that prox backup folder to the variable that we set for the server name, and they'll start hydrating these folders as the files start getting synchronized across. Well, I thank you for joining me today, and I hope that this gives you a better understanding of what a consolidation job is, how it performs, and how to set it up. Hope to see you again soon. Again, if you have any questions, please hit up our engineering team, or if you're working with an SE, feel free to reach out and communicate with them.